Good afternoon, beautiful soul. How are you today? You'll probably notice anyway by my energy that I'm not quite my usual self, shall we say. And you may be asking, you may be thinking, how on earth can setting yourself up to fail help you succeed? Here's the thing. Me today, perfect example. I really fucking can't be bothered today. That's how I feel today. I feel like, do you know what? I just have no enthusiasm, no motivation. That's not true because motivation isn't a reason to do something. But, I really can't be bothered today. That was how I felt. And I was like, I hate feeling like this. I hate feeling like, I want to feel excited and positive and blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. I'm human. I'm human just like you. And as I was just walking back from the shop just now, I was thinking, well, actually, the fact that I really can't be bothered and I'm really not feeling on a high vibe today is actually quite apt considering what I'm going to talk about. Because you can set your positive intentions. You can write your to-don't list, things not to do. You can have a vision of your perfect life, how you want your perfect life to be. You can have your goal, your intention, your aim, your dream in mind, and you can be really enthusiastic and excited. Yet there will always be days when you feel like I do today. There will always be days when you lack energy and lack enthusiasm. And the thing is, I've often said that January is not the best time to make massive lifestyle changes. Reasons for that being, our mood naturally takes a dip after Christmas. Actually, the suicide rate is often traditionally higher after Christmas because we're still in winter. We've had like the build up to Christmas, and usually mostly people kind of look forward to Christmas, gives you something to think about. So we've got over Christmas and everyone has had a bit of a dip after Christmas. The weather's still grey and horrible. The days are short. And so our natural instinct in winter is to kind of nurture ourselves. We haven't got as much energy because our body is controlled by the daylight, so we feel more tired. Our body is craving kind of warming, more stodgy kind of foods like casseroles and things like that. It's not the best time really to make huge lifestyle changes because let's face it, if you're sat on the sofa and it's cold and wet outside, it's going to be harder to drag yourself off out to the gym and do stuff like that. So January is not really an ideal time to try and make massive changes. You can make smaller changes, which is why I say set intentions rather than win-lose goals. But the thing is, no matter how excited you are about it, you are going to have days, maybe even longer than days, when you just really feel like you can't fucking be bothered. And that is just the way you are because we are human. And that's just the way we are. And the other thing is, when our energy is low, our ego can smell blood. And that's when the voice comes into our mind telling us, oh, maybe you should just give up. Maybe you can't do this anyway. Maybe it's just, you're not meant to do it. You're not good enough. You're not whatever. Let's just give up. And that's the thing. So by setting yourself up to fail, and I don't like using the word fail, but I wrote that as a title because most people know the word failure. What I mean by setting yourself up to fail is realizing and accepting that nothing is ever going to run in a smooth path. Nothing ever runs in a smooth path. You may have your destination, you may have your dream, your goal, and you can see it there, but the path will never be straight. It will always look kind of like that. And by setting yourself up to fail, not really fail, but to accept that you'll have these days. You'll have days when you just really can't be bothered. If you're trying to build a business or something, you may be really excited about it. And there would just be days when you're like, I just can't get the motivation. I can't get the energy. And then you start beating yourself up because you're not showing up as well as you normally do and all those kind of things, all those human emotions. And as I say, that's when the ego comes in and starts whispering in your ear, telling yourself, well, maybe you should just quit now and save everyone the hassle and stuff like that. But if we can be prepared for that, if we know that that is likely to happen, and more than once as well, it's going to happen more than once. Everyone who achieves any goal has bumps along the way. There's not one person alive, whether they've set a goal to give up smoking or to lose weight or to eat healthier or to start a new career. No one has had a straight, smooth path, and they all have days when they just don't feel like it. And that is just the honest truth. The path never runs smoothly, and we also all have days where everything goes to shit. You know, I've had days when because I've not always been the best for organisation in the past. I used to be pretty shitty for organisation. And then like panic at the last minute, and I've had days when I've planned everything, I've made sure things are charged up, I've made sure I've got this ready, that ready, that ready, and something else has happened beyond my control, and you have those for fuck's sake moments. But that is just life. That's how life works, and by kind of setting ourselves up for it, we can be prepared, and we can accept that it's not the end of the road. You know, there will be obstacles, there will be challenges, there will be bumps in the road, there will be slip-ups, there will be plenty of falling off the healthy wagon. I mean, I was trying to cut down on my chocolate. One of my neighbours bought me a box of these. I managed to keep it there unopened for 2 days. And then last night I was feeling a bit, and I opened them. But that's the thing. It's like, we don't have to see that as the be-all and end-all. You know, once, like I've said this before, I was a heroin addict many years ago, 20 odd years ago, and I came off heroin. I went through cold turkey, I don't know, 5-6 times, maybe more than that. So it's not a one-time thing. It's not a case of, if you don't get it right straight away, that's it, you're a loser. It's not that at all. So you've got to accept that it doesn't mean that you failed. You've got to accept that we don't actually take a step backwards. I prefer to call it a side step. So you may be doing really well, and then you hit a bump in the road. And I say it's not a backward step. It's more of a pause or a side step, because you have the awareness. You have the awareness. You can't undo the learning and the work that you've done. So say, for example, you've been going to the gym or doing exercise, whatever, every day for 3 weeks, and then you have 3 days where you really can't be bothered. That's just a pause, because you can't undo all the work you've done so far. So when that happens, don't see it as a backward step. Don't see it as you've failed. It's just a bump in the road. And if you prepare yourself for these bumps, if you know in advance that they are likely to happen, then it won't hit you so hard when they do. I mean, like today, I was asking myself, okay, how am I feeling? How am I feeling? Because remember, we're not robots. We're not robots. Our energy, our mood, etc. goes up and down. So I was like, how am I feeling? How am I feeling physically? How am I feeling emotionally? What do I need right now? Because there may be some days when you just need rest, or you need a change of direction, or you need some support or some inspiration from somewhere else. Because here's the thing. If you don't want to feel the way you feel right now, you need to do something different. Now, I got up and I went for a walk, because I knew sitting there on my massage chair thinking to myself, I just really can't be bothered today. I just really haven't got any energy or enthusiasm. I knew that me sitting there was not going to make me feel the way I wanted to feel, which is excited, enthusiastic, all those kind of things. So we have to have what I call a playlist for the down times, which is maybe just 2 or 3 things that you enjoy, that you can do quickly, that instantly lift your mood. Now, it may be a song. For me, at the minute, Dance Monkey is my one. I know I can put that on and have a little dance around, and within a few minutes, I will feel a lot better. Or going for a walk is another one of mine. Going for a big power walk, that really helps lift me up. And it's having those in place, a couple of things that you can turn to when you're feeling less than sparkly, less than enthusiastic, less than energized, to change your emotional state. Because if we stay in that state, I can't be bothered, and then the ego starts coming in with well, you're never going to succeed anyway, you're no good anyway, you're not as good as so-and-so, and you might as well give up now, and you might as well just go and eat that box of chocolates, you might as well just quit and blah, blah, blah. So we need to get out of that. We need to do something different if we want to change how we feel. And it may not just be a magic cure, but it just takes you out of that kind of defeatist kind of state that we can get sucked into. And the third thing to think about is to be flexible. And I don't mean in terms of yoga. I mean in terms of realizing that what you think you want may not be what's best for you. So you may have your goal, your aim, your dream, but be open to it happening maybe a slightly different way. You know, sometimes we can be very blinkered. It's like, I want that, it's got to look like that, and I'll ignore anything else along the way. So I use the weight loss goal because so many people want to lose weight. And I say to them, when you focus on an amount of weight you want to lose, you make it a win-lose situation. So you may feel great, you may be able to fit into your skinny jeans, you may have more confidence, more energy, but because you haven't hit XYZ amount of weight loss, you consider it a loss. You consider that you've lost instead of won. So whatever your goal is, whatever your vision is, be prepared to realize that what you may get may be even better than what it was you thought you wanted. You know, you may be open to a relationship, for example, and you're looking for a 5'10", 30-year-old, dark-haired, whatever. And because you might meet this amazing guy who's 5'4", and you ignore them because it's not who you have in your vision board. So be open to going in the direction of your dream, but maybe, hey, lovely, maybe realizing that what is actually best for you is something different to the vision in your mind. And we don't always get what we want. We do tend to get what we need. And the other thing as well is, if we are not ready for the thing that we want, we won't get it. And by that, one of the good examples to use is people who win the lottery. A lot of people who win the lottery end up losing all their money in a very short space of time. And that is because their mindset hasn't changed. They've got the wrong mindset for having a massive amount of money overnight. If I'd have won the lottery 20 years ago, for example, it would have changed my life in a lot different way to if I'd won the lottery now, because my mindset is so much different. So we may not be, the thing that we want may not be for us. That doesn't mean to say we don't deserve it, but we may not be ready for it. For example, you may be looking for a relationship, but if you have work to do on yourself right now, you may not find it. You know, just visualizing it, that will help you move in that direction. But life works on life's timeline. The universe works on the universe's timeline, not on our timeline. God works on God's timeline. And a lot of us tend to get frustrated and lose enthusiasm because things aren't happening in the time that we want them to. So remember that. Remember, set yourself up to fail in that. Know in advance whatever it is you want, no matter how enthusiastic you are, things will go to shit some days. There'll be days when you really don't feel like it. So when those days happen, ask yourself what you really need. It may just be a rest. It may be inspiration. It may be watching a video. It may be looking at someone else who's doing what you want to do. Have a playlist for the downtime. So 2 or 3 things that you can do straight away that will lift your mood. Because if you stay in that, I can't be bothered, the ego will be swooping around like a vulture, waiting to suck your blood and convince you that you're not good enough. You might as well give up now and all that shit. And be flexible in realizing that what you think you want may not be the best thing for you right now. And everything happens on the universe's timeline. The other thing, I forgot to mention this the other day as well, and it's a really fantastic tip that I got off one of my coaches, which is, instead of, I try not to write to-do lists now because, you know, they get elastic. But she said what she does is thinks to herself, I get to do. So rather than, oh, I've got to do, just a slight change of where, oh, I get to do. So instead of thinking, oh, I've got to do a live, it's like, I get to do a live and share how I'm feeling today. And maybe someone else is feeling that way. And maybe I can inspire them because they realize they're not on their own. And sometimes just a simple shift in wording or the way of thinking about things can make a really massive amount of difference. But I've said this before, and I'll keep saying this over these 7 days. The dream you have, the vision you have, the passion you have was put in you for a reason. If you start to think you're not worthy, if you start to think you're not good enough, where's the passion come from? Where has the desire come from? It's come from the divine intelligence, the universal intelligence, God, the divine creator, whoever the fuck you want to call it. They put it there in you. And so therefore, you are deserving. So go out and get it. I shall see you all later. If you have any questions, if you have any ideas, if you just want clarification, just pop a, what's the word? My brain really isn't working today. See, I am totally human. I am totally human. I fuck up. I forget what I'm saying. I have days where I'm like, oh, can't be asked. Because I am just like you. And I wish you so much love. Mwah. If you know anyone else who would appreciate what we're talking about, know anyone else who's got dreams, visions, no matter how big or small, there's no size of a dream. If there's something you want this year and you want to go after it, let me know what it is. And together we will work towards it because you deserve it.